Hi, I'm Mark. This is my July review for Sagittarius Sun sign and Sagittarius rising. We start the month with Mars making a positive aspect to the planetoid Chiron. Now Chiron's in your 5th house, so the creativity here is abundant. You know, this is going to be absolutely amazing. Mars is in that 9th house, so it could be a time when you immerse yourself and learn something new and use your creativity in that way. Also could be a time when you fight for something that you believe in, something that's either spiritual or philosophical, and really put some energy into something that's worthwhile. Then on the 4th, there's an aspect between the Sun and Chiron. Now this could be a little bit more difficult because this is a square. Squares bring up challenges, and it could be something that comes up from the past, connected with the 5th house with children, or an old lover, a wound that comes up from the past that you will need to deal with because it could cause some disturbance. On the 5th, the Sun makes a positive aspect to Uranus in your 6th house. So this is a day when you'll want to bring some excitement into your daily routines. Maybe they're a bit humdrum and you need to jazz them up a bit. Also on that day, Venus makes an aspect to the North Node in your 7th house. This is a good day to find someone, it could be your partner, it could be a family member, or someone that can help you on your journey and give you some information that maybe you need to hear. Just something to be wary of on that day, Mercury is in aspect to Neptune. When this happens, there's always a little bit of fogginess around and your mind might not be as sharp and clear as usual. So just check anything you do, double check it so you don't make any mistakes. Between the 6th and the 8th, Venus makes 3 aspects. Now Venus is in your 9th house, and the first aspect is to Saturn in the 3rd. Now this could be quite a depressive day because Saturn will put a lot on Venus. This is probably her most difficult aspect. You may feel cold, unemotional, and just not really up for communicating with other people. Then there's a much better day on the 7th. This is an aspect between Venus and Chiron. Chiron's in that 5th house, creativity. This is a time when your creative energies will flow. This is a very positive flow of energy, so you'll be in a very good mood and very sociable. Then on the 8th, there's another aspect. This time it's to Uranus, the same as Sun made. So again, you'll want to bring some excitement and some beauty into your life, into your daily routines. With Venus in these last 2 aspects, there's a big appreciation of beauty that comes with them. On the 10th, there's a new moon. This new moon is in Cancer. So this is a very sensitive, watery new moon. And it's a good time to do emotional clearing, get rid of things that you no longer wish to hold on to. Also, with the new moon in your 8th house, it's about transformation of something in your life. You can turn some things around now. Also, there's greater need for intimacy and sharing within your relationships. And it's also a good time to sort out your finances. Maybe put a new plan into action that will make things run smoother in the future. On the 12th, Mercury makes positive aspect to Jupiter, who's in your 4th house. This is an ideal day to do any paperwork connected with the home, or to sign any contracts connected with the house or home. Then on that same day, Venus catches up Mars. Now they're in your 9th house. This is the house of Leo. So this is a day when, or 3 days to be precise, when love is in the air. You'll want a new adventure, a romantic adventure, with it being in the 9th house of Jupiter. And you want to expand your love, you want to grow your love, and you want to be involved heavily with your lover. If you're not in a relationship, it's a good time to meet someone, and this person may be from another culture or another country, or they may be of a different religion or of a different background to you. On the 14th, there's a lovely aspect between the Sun, who's in Cancer, and Neptune, who's in Pisces. So there's a water element about this day. It's a day when you'll be very intuitive, very spiritually minded, and you'll be very willing to help others, very compassionate and understanding, and especially help family and people around the home. It's also a day when a kind of transformation can take place within the either spiritual or the psychic side, and maybe something that happens today that teaches you something, or something that you can take forward in the future. Then on the 17th there's a more difficult aspect. This is the Sun making opposition to Pluto. Now Pluto's in the second house, the Sun in the 8th. So this activates the money houses, so there could be some issues about money, about power or control relating to money, and these need to be thrashed out. This is a day when a transformation can take place, but you'll need you to be very humble and very willing to cooperate and not to get too bullheaded. The other thing is with this aspect, anything that breaks down or needs to be repaired properly, you can't patch things up under this. On the 18th we have an aspect between Jupiter and the Black Moon Lilith. Now this lasts for 10 days and will coincide with the Black Moon changing signs and moving into Gemini. Now the effect of Jupiter will enlarge the shadow side of the Black Moon, so it cannot be ignored. And moving into Gemini, the shadow and the lesson to be learned is of acceptance. You know, we need to learn to be a person in our own right and not need the acceptance or the approval of others. Now the Black Moon is also moving into your 7th house, so the shadow side will be cast over relationships, and now is a time to examine relationships closely. Now some relationships won't stand the test and will end, unfortunately, but others, if you can look into it deeply and see where your fears are and deal with those, and also help the other person with their fears, then you can have a greater commitment coming out of this. Now the other thing is, on the 22nd the Sun is going to shine its light on the Black Moon Lilith for a positive aspect, so you'll be able to see clearly the holes in your relationships and where you need to fill the holes and the gaps, and so that you'll be able to make things a lot better. On the 22nd the Sun moves into Leo, and this is your 9th house. This is the house of Jupiter, so the Sun will be able to expand here with Jupiter's influence. Be looking for new adventure, new things to learn, and also generally having a lot of positive thoughts. On the same day Venus moves into Virgo, but Venus isn't that happy in Virgo. This is your 10th house, so she will be concerned with career matters and destiny, but she'll be a bit more subdued in Virgo. It's her fall. She does make an aspect to the Black Moon Lilith, square, so she'll help to throw understanding on what's going on with the transition into Gemini. And then she makes an opposition to Jupiter, so she'll want some fun and excitement, but there's a tendency to overindulge or overspend, so just be careful. On the 24th there's a full moon. This full moon is in Aquarius and it's in your 3rd house. Now this is a very powerful full moon because it's at 1 degree, and the 3rd house means you need to do all those little jobs, all those errands, those emails, ring those people up, because you'll be wanting to have some fun later on, because the Sun is now into your 9th house and it's time for adventure and fun, but you need to get all this paperwork, all these jobs, all the errands done before you can have that fun. Also being in Aquarius, you'll be interested in your local neighbourhood. There may be humanitarian things that you want to get interested in, because Aquarius is about learning to be part of the bigger picture and not just being individual on your own. On the 25th there's an opposition between Mercury and Pluto. Now this is a good day to investigate, to look into things that have happened or things you've heard over the last few days, because this aspect can be an indication that you've been fed wrong information. So investigate things properly so that you know where you stand. And on the 28th there's another opposition, this time between Mars and Jupiter, but this is a more positive aspect. This can be a sign of success and that you're in the right place at the right time. It lasts for 3 days, and during that time Mars will move into the 10th house of career and destiny, so there could be good news related to this area. On the 28th, Mercury moves into Leo in the 9th house and immediately makes an aspect to the Black Moon Lilith in your 7th house. So there could be some dark or difficult obsessive thoughts that come out on this day, either to do with relationships or to do with your beliefs, or a combination of both. But you need to acknowledge these and then deal with them. Then on the 29th, Venus makes a square aspect to the moon's nodes. Now this is an ideal time to balance. This is a balance between you on one hand and other people on the other hand. Now you've got to realise that you can't do everything alone. You need the help and the input of others to balance this out. Venus is in your 10th house, so this can involve your career or your destined path forward. You need to invest in other people to get the help and the balance right. On the 30th, Mars has moved into Virgo and makes a square aspect to the black moon Lilith. Now this can be a frustrating day or two because Mars now in Virgo is quite highly strung. The energy is quite, it's a perfectionist energy, it wants everything to be right. But this isn't going to be so, because with the black moon and Mars, things will definitely not be like, and there might be things you're completely fed up with and want to change. But just try and ride this out, because it's not the time to make drastic changes. You need to just calm down, think about things, and then wait until the next day on the 31st, because the Sun makes a positive aspect to the Moon's node, and it's a time that you can now achieve. You can put things together, things will fall into place. It's almost like you'll be in the right place at the right time to do the right thing. So just hang fire with the Mars frustration and ride the storm out till the Sun comes to the rescue. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the review. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe. If you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you.